I threw a party for my 8-year-old son and invited my family. Nobody came. A week later, Mom sent the message. The message came on a Wednesday, 7 days after the silence, 7 days after the empty chairs, the untouched cake, and the confused look in my son's eyes when he asked, "Are they still coming?" It was from her, my mother. I stared at the screen as the words burned themselves into me. "Sorry about missing the party. Things have been busy. By the way, your sister's Sweet 16 for her daughter is next month. We're asking everyone to contribute $1,500. Not a question, a demand. Like my son's loneliness didn't exist. Like the sound of him blowing out candles in a room without applause hadn't happened. I sat in the quiet, phone in my hand, pulse steady, cold. It wasn't rage that filled me. Not yet. It was something worse. Clarity. They never wanted him. Not really. When he was born, my father didn't even hold him. My mother said he looked too much like me. My siblings smiled with that brittle curve of the mouth that means obligation, not love. I ignored it. For years, I convinced myself he'd win them over, that children soften the hardest hearts, that time heals. But time only sharpens the blade. The birthday was proof. Every invite ignored, every chair empty, every excuse rehearsed. And yet, when they wanted something, money, favors, validation, they came knocking without hesitation. That text was more than neglect. It was exposure. They wanted to erase him, to erase me. And they thought I would play along. Again. I didn't answer the message. Not right away. Instead, I watched, observed, collected. Screenshots of every text where they forgot. Photos of my son waiting by the window, party hat sliding off his head, the unopened gifts stacked like gravestones in the corner. I replayed their words in my mind, years of them reminding me how much my sister deserved, how her daughter was the future of this family, while my son was a shadow, an inconvenience. I went quiet. Quiet is dangerous. Quiet means I'm listening. Quiet means I'm planning. I checked the locks, changed them. I blocked numbers one by one, each name vanishing from my phone like rot scraped off a wound. But I kept my mother's line open, not because I needed it, because I wanted her to believe I was still reachable. She would try again, she always did, and I would be ready. The next call came on Sunday. Her voice was light, casual, rehearsed. "Sweetheart, did you get my message? We really need to know about the contribution. It's important for your niece. Everyone's already committed." I let the silence stretch. Then, calmly, I asked, "Did you know no one came to his party?" The pause told me everything. The hesitation, the slight catch in her throat before she pushed past it with a brittle laugh. "Oh, you know how people are. Busy, distracted. It's nothing personal." Nothing personal. I could hear the lie in her tone. It wasn't busyness, it was choice. They chose her child over mine, again, and they thought I wouldn't notice. I didn't shout, I didn't beg. I said only this: "You won't be getting $1 from me. Not now, not ever." Before she could answer, I pressed the knife in deeper. "I changed the locks. You won't see him again. You won't hurt him with your absence and call it love. You won't carve into him the same way you carved into me. He deserves better than ghosts who pretend to be family." Her silence was a scream. I could feel her scrambling, reaching for the same tired weapons: guilt, manipulation, performance. But they bounced off me, harmless now. You can send your police, you can send your lies, but you can't send yourselves back into my life. We're done. I ended the call, not with anger, not with hate, with precision. That was the cut that bled. The text came after, first from her, then from my sister, then from numbers I didn't recognize. I read none of them, deleted them all. My son sat at the table that night, homework spread in front of him, pencil tapping lightly as he thought. He looked up at me, smiling in that small, cautious way children do when they're testing the air. And for the first time, I felt the silence as freedom, not abandonment. The absence of their voices was a gift. No pity, no longing, no ache. Just clarity. I closed my eyes and let it settle in me like steel. Sometimes the best revenge isn't noise. It isn't spectacle. It isn't even justice. It's this: walking away without looking back and locking the door behind you. They wanted me broken, but all they built was a wall I will never let them climb.